It is pretty insane that Mark Zuckerberg has actually delivered a model that might have costed him millions of dollars. He lived up to the promise that he made a few months ago, where they're going to deliver a 405 billion parameter model. I mean, 405 billion parameter model, and Llama 3.1, as expected with all the rumors, is officially available today here. You can download the model right away on Hugging Face Model Hub, only that if your request gets approved, but otherwise it's an open model with a really good flexible license at this point. The model comes in three different versions: 8 billion, 70 billion, 405 billion. Not a lot of people talk about 405 billion at this point, but right away, if you are in the US, you can access the 405 billion parameter model on WhatsApp, and you also can access it on meta.ai. I think these two are available within the US. So if you are within the US, once again, you're going to be lucky. But if you are outside of US, then you can go to Hugging Chat and then start chatting with this model. The classical question: code a snake game, and it is going to code a snake game for you. It might be lagging because a lot of people are trying to use this model. The model is also available on Grok for you to try it out. But this video is not about me trying out the model, but this video is me about reading the blog post, which, like most people say, but delivering the information that this is insane. I mean, the way the model has come to picture is insane. This model has been trained on 15 trillion tokens, and that itself is a major challenge. First, you need to collect 15 trillion tokens. Then you need infrastructure to train 15 trillion tokens, and it was trained over 16,000 H100 GPUs. I've never used even a single H100. I mean, imagine. There is 16,000 H100 GPUs which were used to train the model over many months, and that is how the 405 billion parameter model has been given to all of us for free. The model architecture is very simple. It is the same architecture that we are quite used to with large language models. This is a standard decoder only transformer model architecture with a very little adaptation, and it is not a mixture of experts model. So they wanted to maximize the training stability, so they did not go with a mixture of experts. So it's a standalone transformers model. They also adopted an iterative post-training procedure where they have done like bunch of optimization, especially DPO. I don't think this is an RLHF model, so it is a combination of SFT and DPO, and this also enabled them to create high-quality synthetic data that can help in the next round. We are going to talk about synthetic data again, but meanwhile, if you talk about this model is a beast. This model is complete insane. We recently had this video where we discussed about leaks, but we did not have a one-to-one comparison with the best in the industry. We have got Claude 3.5, GPT-4o Mini, GPT-4, and we have got the other model, Nemotron. I think Nemotron is from NVIDIA, I guess. But if you compare this with all the models, this is an insane model. For example, Claude 3.5 Sonnet has scored 88.3 on MMLU. This has scored 88.6. Even though I'm not a big fan of MMLU, if you want to talk about MMLU Pro, this is 73. Claude is 77. GPT-4o Mini is 74. One benchmark that kind of like is pricking me is the Human Evil, which is a benchmark that a lot of people trust for coding related problems. And this model has scored 89. Claude 3.5 Sonnet has scored 92. I think that could be a huge factor of difference, but I guess when these models are going to be fine-tuned, if somebody figures out how to host it, then these models are going to probably cross all the values of these proprietary models. It is insane. It is insane that these models can do much better than proprietary models. Imagine like all the money that Sam Altman and the team has put into GPT class of models like GPT-4, GPT-4o Mini. And this guy comes along, Mark Zuckerberg, and he's like, okay, dudes, I'm going to give this model for free. And he's actually given this model for free. And the model is not like a useless model. The model is excellent model. It is excellent across multiple benchmarks. It's not like better than GPT, let's say, Claude 3.5 Sonnet. It's not even better than GPT-4o Mini in a lot of different tasks. But in certain tasks, this is a decent enough model. And this model will improve. And we have seen, like, when Llama 3 got launched, Llama 3, the base model, got improved by a lot of research units, a lot of different companies. Even last week, Grok launched its own tool functioning model. So this model is going to be improved. The model as it is, like the vanilla model, so on a human evaluation, the model almost ties with GPT-4o, GPT-4, Claude 3.5 Sonnet 50% of time, which is quite good. And the model's response have been preferred by human evaluators on 23% versus GPT-4, 19% versus GPT-4o, which is quite surprising to be honest. 25% versus Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I guess this model might be a generally good model for reasoning, but I think coding still Claude 3.5 might be a better model for coding, I guess. I mean, that is my intuition when I look at these kind of evaluations and the benchmarks that we have got. But if you were to talk about the smaller version of the model, Llama 3.18 billion parameter model, it is way above every other model in this particular size. So you take a Gemma 2 9 billion parameter model, the instruction tuned model. Human eval Gemma 9 billion is 54 and Mistral 7 billion is 40, and this model is 72. I mean, it's a leap forward. And the same thing with, let's say, mixture of experts Mistral model and human eval. This is 75. Llama 3.1 70 billion parameter model is 80.5. And almost all the benchmarks, it is crushing the competition. It is crushing fellow open weights model. That's pretty good to see. So we have got a really powerful model. The question is now, what do you want to do with this model? And Meta AI actually tells us to do all these things. Meta says, okay, you can use this model for real-time and batch inference. So you can use with a service provider like Grok if you want. You can use this model to fine-tune further, SFT, supervised fine-tune further. It says you can use this model to do continued pre-training CPT. You can use this model for a specific text application. You can use this model for RAG. You can use this model for function calling or tool usage. And most importantly, Meta AI has made changes to the license so that you can use this model for synthetic data generation, high quality synthetic data generation. So you can improve the smaller size models. Like, for example, you can use the 405 billion parameter model, generate data, and then using that you can ultimately create let's say a new model, a fine-tune a new model. And they have partnered with a lot of service providers. I think if you're on Bedrock AWS ecosystem, you've got AWS helping you with real-time inference, model evaluation, knowledge base. For fine-tuning, they've tied up with Databricks. For fine-tuning, they've also tied up with Scale, Snowflake. For fastest inference, you can use it with Grok. They've tied up with a bunch of service providers, but it also seems like Llama itself will come up and give their own model hosting. I mean, that's what I believe. They've given up a space that says model pricing coming soon. But again, look at our boss. Like, he's smiling, happy with the gold chain. So yeah, another use case that Meta has called out again and again is a distillation recipe. So you can use this model to distill the bigger model and then create smaller models and then use that model for specific use cases. I mean, the number of things that you can do with this model is quite insane. And they are pretty serious about putting this model into an ecosystem of agents. And for that, they've specifically created something which they are calling as a Llama Toolchain. So where you can go here and then say what you want to do. So you can go here and then say, okay, probably this is what I want to do. And they are encouraging you to go raise issues. And this repo contains API specifications for various components of Llama stack. So what Meta wants us to do is they want to create like an ecosystem of Llama, a Llama system. And right now it's very fragmented, very similar like Android ecosystem, but they want to like collaborate with everybody. They want to put everything together, put it under a roof. And the Llama stack is a set of standardized opinionated interface, how to build canonical tool chain components, fine-tuning, synthetic data generation, agentic applications. And they have got some demos, so how you can probably integrate all these things together. So if you have any ideas, if you have any thoughts, go here, raise an issue. I think Meta wants you to do that so that they can learn from us what we need and then they can create whatever that we need. The models are already available on Hugging Face's Model Hub, so you can just go. You have to though apply for permission. So you have to, for example, if you go to Hugging Face Model Hub, I'll link it in the YouTube description so that it is easier for you to start. You go here and then say expand review, and then you just add the details. Okay, Abdul, whatever, whenever I was born, the country and affiliation, and job title AI developer engineer, and then submit. Once I submit, it says that your request has been submitted, and they will review it and then come back. I'm not sure what is the logic for that, but at least like that's what they've said. And the model is also good for let's say multilingual capabilities. That is something that Meta has highlighted. There are 3 things that Meta has highlighted in their video, which I'll also link it at the end of this video. So once you reach the end of this video, you will see Meta's own video itself. The most important thing that they have highlighted is tool usage, synthetic data generation, and also distillation. And along with that, they have highlighted that it has got multilingual capabilities. It's not a multi-modal system. It's still in text input, text output. Comes with 128,000 context window, and the knowledge cutoff is December 2023, which is quite welcome. So you can use it for a lot of fact checking, a lot of use cases whenever you want. And yeah, that's basically it about this model. The model comes in a lot of different forms. The model comes in the base model, and also the model comes in like the instruction fine-tuned, which is a supervised fine-tuned plus reinforcement learning with human feedback RLHF. And even the base model comes with different precision levels, so you can go pick up whatever you like or whatever that your service provider might help you with. That is quite flexible with them. And that's it. That is all about Llama 3.1, and I cannot wait to test out this model. Like I said, the model is already available on Hugging Faces, Hugging Chat. It is available on Grok. These two are like kind of free platform for you to use it. It might take time. There might be load issues because everybody might be going behind this, but I'll link it all in the YouTube description for you to try it out. Don't miss this opportunity to try out the world's largest open model, that is the powerful open model. So I should be thanking Mark Zuckerberg. Next will be Meta's own launch video for you to get more details about it.
Today we're excited to deliver on the long-awaited Llama 3.1 405 billion parameter model that we previewed back in April. We're also updating the 8 and 70 billion models with new improved performance and capabilities. The 405 is hands down the largest and most capable open source model that's ever been released. It lands improvements in reasoning, tool use, multilinguality, a larger context window, and much more. And the latest benchmark numbers that we're releasing today exceed what we previewed back in April. So I encourage you to read up on the details that we've shared in our newly published research paper.
Alongside the 405B model, we're releasing an updated collection of pre-trained and instruction-tuned 8B and 70B models to support use cases ranging from enthusiasts and startups to enterprises and research labs. Like the 405B, these new 8 and 70B models offer impressive performance for their size, along with notable new capabilities. Following feedback we heard loud and clear from the community, we've expanded the context window of all of these models to 128K tokens. This enables the model to work with larger code bases or more detailed reference materials. These models have been trained to generate tool calls for a few specific functions, like search, code execution, and mathematical reasoning. Additionally, they support zero-shot tool usage. Improved reasoning enables better decision-making and problem-solving. Updates to our system-level approach make it easier for developers to balance helpfulness with the need for safety.
We have been working closely with partners on this release, and we're excited to share that in addition to running the model locally, you'll now be able to deploy Llama 3.1 across partners like AWS, Databricks, NVIDIA, and Grok, and it's all going live today.
At Meta, we believe in the power of open source, and with today's release, we're furthering our commitment to the community. Our new models are being shared under an updated license that allows developers to use the outputs from Llama to improve other models. This includes outputs from 405B. We expect synthetic data generation and distillation to be a popular use case that enables new possibilities for creating highly capable smaller models and helping to advance AI research.
Starting today, we're rolling out Llama 3.1 to Meta AI users, and we're excited to bring many of the new capabilities that Angela outlined to users across Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. With the release of 3.1, we're also taking the next steps towards open source AI becoming the industry standard, continuing on our commitment to a future where greater access to AI models can help ecosystems thrive and solve some of the world's most pressing challenges. We look forward to hearing your feedback and seeing what the developer community will build with Llama.